I count it up. I'm tryna go and touch the sun. Niggas, you done or what? Yeah, I got tired of this shit.
Bro, how long has it been? I don't think I've posted in like a month, you guys. Hey, my bad, y'all. I got some crazy vlogs coming out soon, so that's the reason I've been gone. I'm gonna give you guys some bench tips on how you can really increase your bench. And then if you implement this in most of your chest days where you're doing bench press, you're gonna see your bench press kind of jump up, which is how I saw my bench press jump up from literally 225 to 405 in like a year and a half. So yeah, just follow these tips, and I'm yapping. We'll see you guys inside. I'm gonna show you guys some tips. I feel like this is so self-explanatory, you guys, but before getting into benching and even heavy benching to the point where you want to do a PR, you got to make sure your muscles are warm. So what I always like to do is I do 3 warm-up movements specifically. This doesn't really count as a warm-up movement that I'll be talking about, but it's always good to get those shoulders a little bit warm. You know, grab a band or one of these little bars and just kind of move the shoulders around, hold it at the bottom or the top. But this isn't even something you just do for bench. This is something I do like every day. I'm doing upper body, even sometimes for leg day. I can't hold your hand, I can just give you the sauce. Starting off, when you're doing bench press, you're gonna use your lats. So I like to warm up my lats by doing pull-ups, maybe just one set of about 12 reps of pull-ups, and then I'll move on. If you can't do a pull-up, either do them assisted if your gym has that, or do the lat pull downs.
Got the whole track jumping, doing a bet, he thumbing. Hundreds. Requiem got them boys running. Can't let them know that I'm coming. Me and my niggas turn nothing to something. Turn up the volume, we smoking out loud. She got the whole crib bumping. Shorty from UK want me to slide. Told the bitch I am not coming. Yeah, but I just might go. I don't know how I'm feeling.
Another stabilizer muscle you want to warm up before bench press, your rear delts. Now for this, you have a couple of options. You could do the rear delt fly on the pec deck machine, which I like to do sometimes, or you can do the classic cable rear delt flies. You want to grab the cables in a cross pattern, so it's like an X. Roll those shoulders back, and you want to pull. Oh, these are not at the same weight. You want to pull just like that. You kind of want to pull from your elbows, and this is warm up, so just go light.
Stacking my best to the ceiling. I ain't gon' stop, what? I ain't gon' stop till yeah, my heart needs some healing. I'm fucked up from my past, can't stop these feelings. I pull with some of that drink, feel like I'm dreaming. Wake up another day, I'm glad I'm breathing.
This is a certified classic by my nigga.
Next up, just some basic tricep push downs. You guys can also do dips to warm up your triceps instead. In fact, dips and pull-ups is sometimes the method I use, just because with the dips, you can really with the dips, it's body weight. So I feel like body weight is always such a good warm-up tactic. You guys know how to do a tricep push down. I don't need to get too deep into it, but just as a quick overview, spread your shoulders back, elbows locked, kind of lean into it, push out, and make sure you kind of flare out your wrists at the bottom of the movement.
Make sure that he bleeding. Spawn camp in this crib, we up in the bushes, we creeping. How they screaming record, but then I know the meaning. Leave nothing behind, all of my niggas we eating.
I ain't even street for real, but I gotta keep the gun concealed. Kicking it with some bad bitch, talk about she wanna take a beat real. I'm like, bitch, be for real. I don't give a fuck about how you feel.
Now it's the moment of truth, the fun part, the part where you bench. Now at this point, we should have our shoulders, triceps, and back a bit warmed up, so we feel kind of nice and loose enough to get into the movement. Now the camera's pointed at my feet so you guys can see. I want to show you guys leg drive. Hey, it's good to see you down there. All right, so what I do to incorporate my hips into the movement and good leg drive, I kind of place my butt in the middle of the pad. When I lay back, I lay far back. So when your butt's in the middle of the pad and you lay down, you'll be kind of far back. Then what you want to do is slide to the point where your eyes are matched up with the bar here. So right now, my eyes are matched up with the bar. I slid forward, so now my feet, I feel like my hips are activated when they're in this position. You can also, I personally like to lift off, or I personally like to bench off of my toes. Some people like to do heels. So if you want to do heel, I say you can still reset yourself, have your heels planted, and then come into the movement. You'll have a little bit more arch that way. Personally, Personally, I just do the tippy toes though. I really hope you guys can hear me because this microphone has just been all over the place. I might just clip it like on my headphones. Now when you're in this position where your eyes are matched up with the bar, what you want to do is you want to shrug your shoulders back. Keep those shoulders planted into the pad. Hand placement, it depends on how comfortable you are. I like to put my thumbs out to the little part where the bar starts getting rough right there. I keep my thumbs out. Then what I do to incorporate my lats, I twist my hands in. Just like that, you guys. See how I'm twisting my hands in? A little bit of a diagonal pattern there. You grip the bar. Ooh, my finger hurts, guys. I literally cut my finger the other day. Anyway, you grip the bar. Hands in, grip the bar, and then you bring those hands back into the neutral position. That way, it's gonna activate your lats. Your elbows are gonna kind of go in a little bit, and then you'll be able to feel your lats, especially when your shoulders are shrugged back first. And then you do this, you're gonna feel the lats. So now it feels like you're kind of bending the bar. Rotate those hands in, grab the bar, bend the bar, and now boom, we're almost ready, you guys. So we got leg drive, we got the bar bent, we got our lats activated. Another tip, shove your neck into the pad. Oh my gosh, I literally sound so dumb when I do that. But it's such a good tip, bro. Shove your neck into the pad when you're in this position. And it's so hard to see, you guys, but just imagine you shoving your head and your neck into the pad. I want you guys to get used to this form with no weight on the bar first. But one thing that I do, especially when the bench starts getting heavy, you guys, is before I lift off the rack, I'll push my hips up. So I'll get my glutes off the bar. This isn't how you want to normally bench, obviously. But just for the lift off, you'll push your hips off the bar, push that bar up. It'll make it a little bit easier and using less force. Bring that bar back down to your chest area. Sit down again. Get that butt on the bar, y'all. Don't bench with your butt off the bar. It's gonna be weird. And you wanna make sure everything is tight. So what I like to do is breathe in and then brace my core. So I push all the air into my stomach. So now my stomach and core is braced. I got the bar here and then go down. And when you're pushing up, go down. And when you're pushing that bar up, you wanna kind of scooch back with the leg drive. A lot of people think leg drive goes up, but you actually want to scooch back into the bar. So, and that technique and form is going to blow up your bench and make it so you can lift heavy. It's going to make that 225 feel like 135. Literally, you guys. Technique is so important that I didn't realize that for a while. And once I started implementing technique, I saw my bench go up. So having a bit of technique is a difference from benching 225 to 315. And having good technique and solid core, everything is solid, is the difference between 315 and 405. I had the mic tucked into my shirt. So if you guys couldn't hear me, then I'm kind of cooked.
This shit, had to hit that cut. Bitch, I'm still fly as fuck. Yeah, there are heady jeans. Boy, you can't get fly as me. Yeah, chase my dreams, this ain't no fantasy.
When I get into heavy benches, even when I'm doing 225 on the bench, I like to use a belt. This is going to just help you brace better. It's gonna help your core. When you brace, you're gonna be able to feel it more. And honestly, it's just a great thing to have for when you go heavy on bench press. Now, it's absolutely not necessary. You could just do a bench press without a belt on and you're gonna be probably fine most of the time. But I just like to use it just because it makes me feel like I can go heavier and it makes me feel stronger. So these are kind of controversial, but they are elbow wraps. I like to use these when I kind of go up on the 300s when I'm doing bench press. So I mean, anything under 300, you honestly don't really need these, but I love using them, especially when I was doing 385 and 405. These were my go-to. They're elbow wraps. And I'm not gonna lie, they do kind of make you feel like you can push more weight. I think they do add some weight to your bench, so they are a little bit controversial, but I love using the elbow wraps. It just makes the bench feel so smooth, so clean, and just feels like I can just push the bar forever. Hey, quick tip, y'all. If you're doing a PR with the elbow wraps on, put a hoodie over the elbow wraps so they can't say nothing about your PR.
See this fallacy, yeah, I rock that chain, but I'm still free. I'm rocking sovereignty, yeah, I rock these garments on my body. Now I'm feeling free, now I'm feeling free. Talking down, I'm making bleed, yeah, I get to driving like I'm Jordan. My Glock 23, 20, my Glock 23, 23.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did a lot of yapping, so I feel like I want to pose.